That's a great business, dude.
Yeah, that's the reason why I just stopped fitness. It's not that I was doing bad. It's just
No, it's like this
is so much better.
I'd at least like a link where it's like,
Okay.
you know, Brad B&B whatever.com, and then they go there and they're like, da 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 da. Your bottleneck is what? It's you.
Yeah.
Pushing the button.
Yeah, so my name is Brad Baldwin. I have a service that helps reputation for Airbnbs and short-term rentals. So we boost listings, we remove reviews, make sure people's apartments are always rented out. Before that, I had a fitness business and actually got rid of that 6 months ago when I started this. Worked quite a bit with so many different coaches. The one that really did well for me was Tanner, and he really taught me how to run good ads and scale, and that's what took me far in fitness, which honestly took me far in a lot of different things. Big issue that we keep having is my Instagram accounts keep getting shut down. And then when I create new ones, my ads don't work for a while, or they don't work at all. And like, I feel like I'm blacklisted. So I'd like, if it's possible, to have some insight into that. And if it's not possible, what other platforms I can successfully run ads on, or what other ideas I can come up with to try. Because 3 weeks ago, I had 24 different Instagram accounts promoting this, and we were crushing it. All within the span of 2 days, all of them got suspended and all of them got shut down. All of my VAs tried to create new accounts and those got shut down. And so now we're just getting back into it as of a week ago, like successfully. I've been struggling for the last 3 weeks on that.
How's it going, man? You still in New York?
I'm here,
bro.
too. So
Oh yeah?
yeah, I have a place right down the street, Kyoba. Yeah.
Wow, when did you do that? So like what, you know, the current revenue, the struggle, what you want to do, that stuff.
Yeah, so it's a short-term rental, boost for your short-term rentals.
Meaning?
So basically we can go in on the back end, we can increase your rating to 5 stars. We can
Like Airbnb or some
Airbnb,
okay, so
Verbo.
so like you could come to me and say, like, you know, you're just like, Tanner, here's your stuff. I'll take you from a 3-star to like a 5-star.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I don't know how you do that. We can talk about it if I need context, but that's a service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, more revenue, more
Right.
profit for your Airbnb, for your Verbo.
What's your price point?
Very cheap. So it's per boost or per review, and it's $70.
So they pay, it's one-off fees?
Yeah.
You thought about doing like a subscription possibly?
No, because the way I'll explain it, you'll realize it's better.
Yeah, keep giving me info.
So they try it once, they see the results, they like it, and then they do it for all of
And what's the results? Like you change the rating? Like
yeah, so it'll be like, let's say you have 1 bad review, which most people don't have 1 bad review, they have 20.
yeah.
And we take it off, $70, another one, $70. And then we can also boost the visibility. So like, let's say your listing is on page 3 when someone searches this type of Airbnb in Miami, we can get it to page 1 like fairly quickly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just say like get rid of bad reviews.
We basically use the term boost listing because I think we're getting in trouble for just saying like removing reviews and stuff too.
Yeah. So get rid of bad reviews. And then the other thing you do is like move it to the first page.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What's your service? What's your website?
Website?
Yeah, do you have a website? Like if I want to buy it, how do I buy it?
No, it's all in the DM.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, you should definitely have a site. You'd probably sell more. Like I could easily, like I own a bunch of Airbnbs. First thing I'm thinking is like, what's your website? I'll send it to my manager.
Okay. We actually don't have many people ask for the website. They want to try it once, and once they see it works.
Oh, for sure, I get that, but I'm telling you, like this is it's very low risk, and you probably like pay us to remove the review. If we don't remove it, we'll give it back or something. It's like very low risk, right? So it's like you could easily spread it word of mouth.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we could move to Google, and it would do well, like Google AdWords and like having the website.
Not even that. Just I mean, you don't need a crazy website. I'm just saying, like, if like right now when I'm asking you, you're like, oh, I don't have any website. It's like, okay, well then I can't send my people anywhere. And I mean, to me, that would make sense. So I have a very simplistic website, and it could. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just
yeah, I'm sure that would be good. That would help.
Yeah, and I would just show the video on the page. Would just show like, here's this business. They paid us. Here's this review. Now the review's gone. Here's this business. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Like nothing crazy. Okay, keep going.
We were still doing well with the cold DMs, but we were getting more
Where do you hit
from
people on the cold DMs? Facebook groups, IG? Where are you hitting
Instagram.
people? Where? Hashtags?
No, we search other people in the space and then we take their followers basically.
Oh, okay. All right. So like you might go, let's say, like maybe?
Yeah, I think so actually.
Okay. One of them, and then you just go to his follower list.
Yeah.
And you hack it. Okay, smart.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you start messaging them. Okay. Yeah. Smart. What's the margin on the VAs? They just get paid commission?
It's really good.
What is it?
So I basically pay per boost.
Okay.
And it's like $6.
Okay. So wait, but they're in the DM selling it, and if
No, that's not the VA. That's for the service to actually get done. The VAs themselves that are messaging get like $60 a week each.
Okay, and how many? So VAs get 60 a week. Who do you have to pay to remove the review? Just someone on your team? So why is it like? Why do you pay them per review moved or something? Why don't you just pay them like a flat rate or something?
It does take some time, and so it keeps them happy, and I'm super happy with the margin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then you just don't pay unless they get a review removed. Okay. So you have basically outbound setters, and then you have like the people who remove the reviews, right? That's separate. $60 a week for a setter, $6 for the review person per review, so $6 per review. Okay. Where did you find the VAs and like what service? Did you build them yourself? Is it a service?
I got them and trained them myself.
Oh, no. Okay. And basically and how many cell phones do you have at this point?
I have 4.
And then basically you made the accounts and they log in, then they go to work.
Now, yes, but before, no. And I haven't figured out, it seems like this is working, but I'm not, I mean, it's only
you mean like it could get shut down again?
It's only been a week and a half.
I think you'd be fine. Well, yeah, but think about it. I mean, my team is in my Instagram all the time. I've been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah.
I think you're fine. I think you just have to be the account. You have to own the phone.
And how often do you guys get shut down? Isn't it quite a bit?
No, not really. Not my main one. No, not my main account. My subsidiary accounts I do. Okay. So I have a Tanner James Chidester. You can look. I have this one, which is like a personal one. And I'm just kind of like, see what it does. And then I have this one for elite closers. It's like elite. I don't know. It's like elite dot closers. It looks really shitty. Okay. Those get shut down like crazy. Like every other day.
What do you think is the reason for it?
I think Instagram is seeing the same content. That's what I honestly think it is. They're seeing the same content. So what I've heard.
So you think the same content?
So
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Too.
So one of my portfolio companies, they do like teeth whitening or some bullshit like that. And they do the same thing you do for $197, but they have 200 VAs. 200. Dude, it's fucking nuts.
This is really good to hear. So what do they do?
They go ham. So they have all the phones, and then they just let them go in, and they pay the VA's commission, and they sell $197. But from what I understood, they prime it as like different people, right? So it's not the same content. I think what is happening now is Instagram will see multiple accounts with the same person, and that's what flags it. But if it was like phone 1, Katrina, phone 2, John, phone 3, Tanner, you get what I'm saying?
That's 100% what happened with then, because I had 24 accounts and it's basically the exact same thing on every account.
And that's the problem, because then what they're doing is that it's their bot. Their bot's doing it. And so then what happens, I don't know what happens with you, but I get the video thing every other day. I mean, like almost every other day. Like,
you too.
Right. It's like record a selfie, turn your fucking head and bullshit. Yeah. So
I had that every 2 days.
So the only way around that is like, because we're looking into trying it ourselves, right? It's different though. The reason I think it works well for you and that teeth whitening is it's a low price offer, and it makes sense. You can't get on the phone for that shit.
Of course,
it makes no sense.
That's kind of why I wanted to leave fitness too. None of the sales stuff.
Before we go further, the only other question I had is like, why did you settle on 70? I feel like it's pretty low.
So I started at 40 and worked my way up, and then we started to test like 90 to 110. And I started getting so many no's and so many people that wanted to get on the phone. And then I started to dial back. And once I got to 70, the ROI is so good. And it's so like everybody says yes.
It's just super. Okay.
Then
so that's kind of like what you felt you tested, and it's like beyond that.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense then. Okay. When you run ads, like walk me through your margins.
Before or right now? Because my ads just started.
I mean both. Like whatever's.
So before,
the more context I have, the more I can help direct you.
Yeah. So before, I would get a customer for, I want to say $40 to $50.
Okay. So you're hoping on the back end and that they're going to keep buying.
And they do, yes.
So what do you know what the LTV is? Like typically, like how much do they buy?
Yeah, so I was just getting into this Tuesday, and since it's technically not an LTV because I've only had this 6 months, but my average customer spends $802.
That's great, bro.
Yeah.
So what that means? You said 800?
802, and so that's just so far.
Yeah,
because we've only been doing it 6 months.
Yeah, so what that means, if in my opinion, is you can spend. I mean, it just depends how profitable you want to be, but you could spend $400 to $500 to acquire a customer.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous for a low ticket.
But what I don't like right now is I was getting a new client for $35 to $55 depending on the week, and then
per ad spend.
For ad spend.
Okay, got you.
And then once all my accounts got shut down, I started running.
Was it simultaneous? Everything got shut down?
Everything got shut down within 2.5 days, all 24.
And you had one phone, and now you've gone to that, and you restarted them.
Well, to be fair, with the one phone, this is my main phone, I put 5 on myself, and then my VAs, which are in different countries, they made their own Instagram. So it was all on different phones, but they still got shut down first before I did.
Yeah, I think it's because of just where the phone is. I think you have to have the phones they log in. Like, I don't think you even have to get on the phone. I think you just have to own the phone. And then it shows that, like, it's in the US, right?
Okay.
And that's what I'm assuming.
It shows that it was made in the US, you mean?
I'm just assuming, like, I don't know the technical jargon, but I'm assuming that it's showing, like, the VPN is, like, in the US. When they're over there in Bali or whatever, it gets flagged more. Because it's like, it's like.
So do you think the best is start it here, and then once I hand it off to them, just as long as they use a VPN that's still in the States?
I think so, yeah, because like that's how I ran all my accounts for years. I think the only other thing you need to do is just make different content, which that would be the hard part. But I think a lot of times the content doesn't even really need to be about a service per se. It could just be.
It's mostly testimonials so far.
Yeah. It just needs to be a profile that looks like a real person. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. It's just like, hey, like da-da-da. Like, now obviously like the more followers it has and stuff, that would help. And I can get more context too, because the buddy who told me about this was, but he told me that's what they do. They got like 200 VAs, so they got like 40 phones, and then the VAs log in and they just go ham. And then they have different accounts. The other way you can like get accounts is you can buy bulk accounts. I'd have to like find the link for you, but I did a post way back. I think you commented on it, and a guy sent me like a place where you can get a bunch of like bulk Facebook accounts or like bulk Instagram accounts.
Interesting. Okay.
And then like you buy them, and then you just got to prime them, and then you can go, right?
Okay.
So I mean, you're on the right path for sure. I mean, I've even discussed trying this with my team. I don't know if it'll work as well because it's a high ticket thing versus yours. But with what you're doing, that makes all the sense in the world. What's the revenue at right now per month?
Started 6 months ago.
Okay.
First month, this is in profit, not revenue.
Okay.
First month, 7,000. Second month, 18.
Okay.
Next month, 24.
Okay.
Next month, 38.
Okay.
Then 50.
Okay.
Then 66. And then finally 70.
I guess like before we go any deeper, it's like, what's your goal?
Well,
because like depending on what your goal is, I'm going to give you.
The problem is
advice.
I'm not going to make 70 this month because of all my accounts getting shut down. I know.
I hope you'll make it.
I don't know.
But what's the goal though? Like, so I hear what you're saying on that, but what's your goal? Do you want to make as big as it can get? Do you just like, I just want to hit 100 grand?
I really
like,
want to do
want?
150 in profit a month is my goal.
Okay, so 150 a month in profit. So you just got to pretty much double it, right?
Yeah.
So, and like how much ad spend do you spend in a month?
I believe it was the 38 mark is when I started running ads. And since then I've spent $2,900.
So you don't spend hardly anything?
Hardly anything.
Okay. And you just push straight to a sell, right? Like, where do they go? Where does it go to the DMs?
Just right to the DM.
So you add the DM, and then the messengers go in, and then they start trying to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why not like maybe run it to like a cart page? Thought about that?
I thought about
It's
it,
more scalable.
but and this is just a feeling. I haven't actually tested it. I feel like people will just see it as like this is a scam because nobody else really does this. So everybody's a little bit skeptical until like we actually talk to them. Like we DM them and we're like they figure out that they're talking to a real person.
Do you even have like a video? Do you have anything?
I have videos on my pages too.
What pages?
On just on the Instagram, like they're at the top.
No, but I mean like I still would make a funnel, bro. Because like if you're gonna scale the ads, you need to have like it needs to be one of two things. It's either gonna need to be ad to DM, right? To like your sales page, we'll say. And then if they need a call, maybe you could do that, like a 15-minute call. It definitely doesn't need to be an hour. You could even take it a step further. Like, hey, if you have questions, there's a 15-minute call, right? They could call in if you needed it. Or I would test add straight to the sales page. Like that. I mean, because with a low-ticket offer like that, if the video is really clear and concise, I think you get a lot of purchases. And it's not you're not asking for a crazy amount of money.
Okay.
And if you have a refund guarantee, it's like you go in the video, like the video be like literally show exactly how it works.
Well, what we do that makes I think the DM so easy is for the first order, we do what we say we're going to do before you even pay. And so there's literally no risk. Like we don't even ask you for money until it's done.
No shit.
And so because of that, everybody says yes. And so
yeah, but that would be even better. I think you're wasting time. Because think about it, if you're doing a free service, add to the page. On the page, be like, we will literally do your first one free. Just submit your info.
It's not free. It's just they pay afterwards. Nothing's free.
But do they know they're paying afterwards?
Yeah. It's just we tell them, hey, for your first order, we want you to know that we're legit, so you're not going to pay until it's done. Then every order after that, you have to
I would just split test it. It's not, I mean, you're doing well, so it's like you don't want to change everything. I mean, if I'm looking at the biggest thing that we need to keep doing, what do we need to keep doing? We need more phones and we need more VAs. We don't need ads, to be frank with you. The ads will just complicate it. I mean, do you know what the ROI is? You didn't give me that number.
Well, the ads are the main thing that helped it grow. So I would say...
Why do you say that?
Because the 38 to the 70, most of those new clients were coming from ads. There were a few weeks where I was getting.
But why did it grow so dramatically? I mean, like how many? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what's the number here? You spent $3,000. What did you make?
Yeah.
How many customers did you get?
I'm looking exactly when we started.
You got to track all that, bro. Because if you want to double the revenue, you have to track all of it.
It would be 192 to 356. So that is. Yeah. So I mean, on average, I'm getting a new client for $18.
Like they buy, ads. Like they come, like a lead, like clicks through the DM, or they buy.
Ads. Yeah,
like they buy
for $18.
Okay, so you got 160 clients, and they spend at least $70, right?
Right.
Okay, so what's the problem? Why aren't we spending like our brains out?
Well, I started to, and then I got shut down.
What got shut down?
All my Instagram.
Okay, but are they back up?
Just as of a week ago, and so I started spending money again, but now I'm not getting anything. In this week, I've gotten 2 new clients, and I've spent...
What do you mean you're not getting anything? Meaning like it's just you're doing the same processes and nothing's
I'm doing the exact same ads, but for the first week, I wasn't even... It was spending money.
But is it a new Facebook? Is it a new ads manager? Is it just
it's a new Instagram, a new everything.
New ads manager?
But I'm only... I'm running the ads through my phone on Instagram.
Did you do that way before?
Yes.
So you boosted it. Was it messages or profile visits?
It was messages.
Messages.
Is that what it should be?
It can be. I mean, you can. I mean, why don't you run it in the ads manager though?
I just thought I would be more likely to get shut down from everything else.
I don't think so. I think no, bro. Like because I'm telling you from us, I've tested it because I have these accounts, right? And on these accounts, I have like owner at Tanner.Chidester or whatever. And whenever they get shut down, from my understanding, is that one, they're not verified, right? Okay, and some of them can't be verified till they hit 10,000 followers. And then 2, they have similar content. And so what my guess is like Instagram scanning, they see similar content, they flag it, right? They shut it down. I do the fucking video thing, it turns back on until eventually it doesn't. Because we had our Elite CEOs account that got shut down for no reason. It's just like, That's what I'm pretty sure it is. It has nothing to do with your ads manager. The ads manager's fine. Like,
Okay.
yeah, you're totally fine with that. So
I do remember now that when I first started running ads, I did some through Ads Manager and some through my phone, just boosting posts.
what did you choose in ads manager? Was it messages or what did you choose?
It's always been messages.
Right, that's the objective, right? Messages.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And
I mean, dude, like, go ahead.
The boosted posts on the phone did better.
Who's posted on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works. But I mean, this is very simple. I mean, you're answering your own question. If I spend $2,900 and I get 160 clients who do 160 times 70, what's that? And then how are you tracking their LTV? Is it Stripe? Or like, how are you tracking that?
Oh, Square, yeah.
Square? Okay. So tell me like what that
160
number
times 70 is 11,200.
Okay. So you're getting, I mean, collected, you're getting a 4X. It's fucking absurd.
I know, it's great.
So, you know, you're saying right now, you're like, well, it's not working. How much did you spend?
$350.
Okay, so how many clients did you get? 2?
2, yes.
I mean,
that's fine.
it still works. Like I hear what you're saying, but it might be Christmas. It could be some other factors. But dude, like to get this to 150, I mean, it's very straightforward. I mean, it's like you spend like 10K, you're probably gonna hit it.
Yeah, my main focus,
as long as it's niche, right? Like you're going after like your target's like Airbnb, something like that.
My main focus isn't the ads. It's just I hope the ads work and I don't get shut down. Like my main fear is like getting shut down constantly.
I don't think that has anything to do with the ads.
Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, like you like listen what you said. I had all the same content, all in the same. It's like, yeah, that's the problem.
I just need to make different content.
So instead of it being you, and guess what? It'll make it more sellable. You want a sellable business, right? You know what the downside of Elite CEOs is versus my new companies I'm starting? What's the difference? I'm not going to be the face. Why?
Yeah.
It's not sellable.
Yeah.
This is a great cash flowing business. Elite CEOs is great. I get like to help people. This is great content. I still get benefits out of it, but like Elite CEOs is not like this business, definitely more sellable. So if you think about it, if you go to an investor and it's fucking Brad everywhere, that's actually worse than if it's all these other people and you're making the same sales. So just look at that. Look at this as like that opportunity to do that. That will make it more sellable because if one of the accounts goes down or something, you're fine. What happened with you, I can almost guarantee you, is just all the same content's going everywhere. And part of what I told my team is like, stop posting the same content, but it still gets flagged. We just deal with it sometimes. You had like 24 accounts, you said, get the phones, you control the phones, you let the VAs log in, do their shit, it'll be fine. Prime the profile as different people, right? Or like if you want to get pre-made stuff, there's bulk accounts. Like go to my Facebook post, like find that post where I talked about. There's a guy in there, DM me. I can send you the link.
Okay.
And I didn't look into it much because we just haven't had time to start. But that's the premise. And then you just start messaging people, and you know, and what they do is cold. They're not even doing ads. Like a lot of these people, they're just straight cold DMing, which is so. I'm like, well, where do they find these individuals? I think with the teeth. They just find people like in the community. So they'll go to like a Facebook group that's like Orem, Utah. And they're like Orem dental cleaning, right? Or teeth whitening. And then they're just like, hey, da-da-da-da. And they have like a script and they follow it. And then what they do is they pay the reps. I think they pay the reps X amount per sale. Okay. Right?
Yeah, that's a good business.
Right. I can't remember what the number is, but I think it was like $15 or $10 or something like that. And it's a $197 offer. And so they just print cash because like, dude, the thing that I love about yours is like when you can cut marketing, that's what fucking goes nuts. And like your LTV is crazy because it makes sense. It's like if it worked and it makes them more money,
everyone's going to do it.
Then they're going to pay more and then they're going to start telling other people too. So you definitely need a website. You're definitely losing money for not having that. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, but I would have I'd at least like a link where it's like, you know, BradBnB whatever.com. And then they go there and they're like, and if you had like a referral program or something, but you need to have it like trackable because like that would drive you nuts.
Well, that's why I'm struggling on the exact like ROI just from the ads because some of those in there are referrals too, and so it's not exactly.
Do you use Hyros?
No.
If you want to know for certain, well, Hyros won't work because you're using the Messenger. The downside is when you're using Messenger, it breaks tracking.
Yeah.
So you'll never know for sure.
Yeah.
You can use UTM links, but that's it. So UTM would be like once they buy, you can go back and you can see what they clicked on, right?
Okay.
But it's all manual tracking.
Yeah, I mean, I could just have my VAs put in a separate sheet, like what's.
I mean,
an
they can
actual
backtrack it
referral.
too. I mean, some
Yeah,
it's just like it's like John Doe. It's like go let John Doe and like okay,
yeah, it just,
you know what I mean? It's like
we haven't really bothered to track it because before I would say month 5 mark, the 50, we weren't really pushing referrals as much as we are now. So it needs to be tracked now.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to track it with either a UTM link or there's affiliate softwares that you can just give, like it generates links for people and then they just send that out.
Okay.
But you would I mean, it's definitely worthwhile. But yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't really see any massive issue. I mean, even with the number you told me, it's like, hey, we spent 350 and we made 2 sales. It doesn't matter because your LTV is 800. So that's still double. Even if you did that this whole month, your revenue would still go up.
Yeah.
And your overall profit would still go up.
What do you think is the reason though that I had to spend so much more this time around?
I don't know, bro. I mean, was the targeting different?
It's exactly the same.
Was it? It's a new Instagram account though, right?
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe it looks a little bit more sketchy because it hasn't been up as long.
Well, how many followers did your other one have?
My other one had like 800 followers, and this one only has like 50 now.
Oh. I mean, that could be it, but I mean, something you could do is like you could run ads for like followers or something to like try to boost them.
Okay,
right? You could do
That's
that.
actually a good idea.
I
didn't even think about that.
Just to build more social proof. They're usually pretty cheap, but that's probably what it is, right? Because I mean, like even my team will tell me when we ran the exact same ads on the Elite CEO's account versus my account. My account always outperforms. And I think it's just that they think it's a real person. And also like, they're like, oh, Tanner has a lot of followers, right? So it just gives it a little bit more credibility. But what I'm getting at is like, it doesn't really matter because even if you know that your LTV and is that accurate LTV, like 802, like you're still less than half this week. So to me, it's like what is slowing you down is yourself, where it's just spend more money. Like there's nothing else to do. You just spend more money. And if you know your LTV is that high, and you're going to keep getting referrals, your number is going to probably be even higher than that.
Yeah.
There's really nothing stopping you except just turning on the ads. And to be frank, dude, like you don't have to turn on that much. 2,900 in 3 months is a joke. You're spending nothing. I'd start spending, like at least.
Yeah. Well, I had kind of a restraint on fulfillment side as well, but now as of like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just bump the ad spend like 10K, I think you'll hit your goal.
Yeah.
And to be frank with you, you could probably keep. I don't see a scalability issue. Like all the billionaires I spoke to, I mean, typically what they have is it's high ticket, right? So yours is not high ticket, but we'll come back to that. They had info marketing experience, and they had 0 to low fulfillment, which is what you have.
Yeah.
So it's super scalable, which means you can make a ton of money. So to be frank with you, I mean, I don't even know why you cap at 150. I mean, dude, like.
Well, we both know that's just a goal for now.
Right.
It's probably going to change when I get to 150.
I mean, if I was you, and I know that my LTV is 800, then you're just f***ing around. It's like if you spent 20 grand this month and every customer cost you $500, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, they're going to spend, if that number is accurate, you need to make sure it is. But that's why you need to know LTV, because then you can be f***ing ultra aggressive.
Yeah.
Right? You could spend, I mean, dude, if you could spend $500 for this, holy f***. And you can. So really your bottleneck is what? It's you.
Yeah.
Pushing the button. I mean, I wish I could make it more complex for you, but it's not. So
well, if I know for sure that now that you've told me the ads aren't the reason I'm getting shut down, then yeah, nothing's holding me back.
No, it's definitely, dude, the ads have nothing to do with it. The ads have nothing to do with it. It's the fact that you had all the same content on multiple pages. That's 100% the issue.
Okay.
For a fact. Now, the VPN stuff, that might be something to ask like my manager team. Remember, like,
okay.
That part I'm not as familiar with because I don't deal with it as much anymore, right? So he might be like, oh, well, this is how you need to do it, etc. But like, I mean, my entire business has been ran for years off my account with other people logging in. Okay. So that's just ludicrous to say, oh, well, like, da 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 da. It's like, no, it'll work. I think your issue is I mean, think about it. What is Instagram trying to do? Stop spam. What are you doing by having 24 accounts post the same shit? literal spam. Like that's literally what they don't want.
So then I'm questioning whether I even want cold DMers anyway, and I should just spend a ton of money, like
on ads.
Yeah, 15.
It just depends. I mean, it just depends how you want to build it. I mean, if you're doing cold DMs, it's gonna be 20 DMs an hour, probably, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It just depends how fast you want to grow. I mean, and it depends on the numbers. So I mean, we can do the numbers right now, but I don't know. Like, I mean, you said this was organic, right? And then this is when you started getting into ads.
Mm-hmm.
So you were growing. I mean, you're growing pretty consistently. And then obviously as you spend ads, you doubled, right?
Yeah.
Except last month. I mean, like at the end of the day, dude, the less complex a business is, the better. So if you don't even have to spend money on ads, great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but to me, it sounds like it's the safer route to almost have only one account, spend a lot of money on ads, rather than have 20 and get shut down.
I hear what you're saying, but you keep saying that like it's a bad thing. It's like, okay, so if the accounts get shut down, so what? Nothing will change.
Well, yeah. So I'll get new phones and get new accounts, but with the ads, I'm just spending more money.
Right. I guess the question I have on the phones is like, once you buy the phones, I mean, you have to keep them, right? You can't like get rid of them.
No, I thought about that too. Like this one that now works.
I mean, you can resell it to someone.
I'm running
right?
on all my ads on this. I was just going to, if it gets shut down, I was just going to get a new phone and like return it.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's the only other part. I was like, man, if I'm at like 40, my phone bill will be like 40, like 20 grand.
Well, these don't even have. These are just Wi-Fi anyway. I don't even have them.
Yeah. So I mean, but you know, anyways, like that one company, I think they spend like 20 grand a month on the cell phones, right?
Okay.
Because they have so many cell phones.
Yeah.
So I guess there's no risk though. You just need to take action. So what am I saying? If you just want to run ads, great, just run ads. Like it'll be simple. It'll be simpler in the sense of you don't have to monitor 24 different accounts. But also it makes it safer to sell. Why? Because if something happens with your ads or they shut down, so like that's also something you need to factor in on like what your goal is. So if your goal is like in the short run, what's going to make you the money the fastest to 150 ads for sure. I mean, the ROI is right there. And then the more you spend, what should happen? You make more until it breaks. But to be frank with you, I don't know. I don't really see you having to spend $800 to get a customer. Right. Yeah. And then the organic would be what you could use to sell it in the long term. Because if I'm an investor, I want a risk-free way. So if you're not running ads and it's all manual, it's like cold calling. It's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you should do both. But in the if it's like gun to your head, I got to make 150 grand in the next 30 days. What's the plan? The ads. The long run, you're going to want to just keep going with organic because the organic is scalable too, bro. Yeah, it'll be a little bit of the pain in the ass, but it is scalable.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, if I'm keeping all of the content different and we can just go.
But the thing is, like, I don't even think it needs to be content about it. It could just be like a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like Tanner.Chidester, it's like, it's my and then like I could reach out to someone and then, yeah, maybe you want to have a little bit of the content about the products, right? I think it just needs to be like different people's names.
Okay.
It makes it way safer.
Okay.
Right? Makes it way safer. The thing that will flag it though is the similar content more than anything. Cause like, if you look at those, like the names are fine. One's Elite.Closers, the other one's Tanner James Chidester. When they get flagged, I just think it's because it's similar content. I don't think the name matters that much.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe you would invest into like, you could hire some actors to shoot some of the videos.
That's what I was just thinking is getting different people to all do the same videos.
Yeah, so you could go on Fiverr and like get some of the actors to like do some of the videos for you or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I mean, it's very scalable. And I like it because it's also not high ticket. So they don't have to be that skilled. It's like a very easy sell. So the VAs don't have to be that trained.
Yeah. Super
scalable. That's a great business, dude. Like honestly, like I'd love to have some stake in that business because like that thing, I could blow that the up. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the reason why I just stopped fitness. It's not that I was doing bad. It's just
it's like this
is so much better.
Because it comes down to this. Now you don't have the high ticket portion, but if you don't need ads, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Usually, why you need a high ticket is so you can scale with paid traffic, right?
Yeah.
But your LTV is so high, it doesn't matter, and it's such a good offer.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a couple factors I could throw in there. It's like, one, you had a new account. Two, it's less credibility. Three, it's December. This is a harder month in general just for people buying stuff. That could be part of it too. All you need to keep in mind for you is your LTV. So if your LTV stays at 800, you can spend right up to that. I mean, you could get as aggressive as you could spend up to, it's 802, so you can spend up to 801. Right? I wouldn't recommend that, but I would probably recommend you spend up as high as like within 25% of it. And if you do, you'll grow, because what will happen is like they'll keep spending, they'll get more referrals, the referrals will get more referrals. Like it's a snowball, right?
Yeah.
And this is a service where like people will keep coming back and paying for it, because guess what? They're going to keep getting bad reviews at some point. Like it's even if it's like the best Airbnb manager, it's like they're going to get bad reviews.
Well, that's the problem with Miami too. Even if you have 5 stars, you're not necessarily on the first page.
Right.
And so everybody wants to be on the first page.
Right. I mean, like if you had a website, I'd send this to my manager. I got some Airbnbs.
Yeah. And
I'm thinking like, yo, do we need this? And if he's like, yeah, I was like, all right, yeah, do it. It's like 70, that's like, it's fucking cheap, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. So, yeah, man, I think you got a great business, and it's like, I mean, I honestly think you could sell this for a lot of fucking money. I mean, that's a fucking great business model.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so if you ever want to give me some equity, let's talk.
Let's go.
All right, man.
Yeah, I got exactly what I wanted out of this, because I feel like I've been playing some guessing games on why my accounts are getting shut down. And because I didn't know for sure, it was leaving me paralyzed to like move forward and try to figure it out, because I didn't want to buy 5 more phones and they instantly get shut down in 2 days. But now that I know it's different content, different names, make everything a little bit different, I'm feeling like there's nothing holding me back from ordering 5 more phones and getting started on everything. Best mentor I've had so far, because I've had a ton of mentors. I've spent a lot of money, and most of them I didn't really grow with. But Tanner was the first that taught me ads, and probably the best so far. It's the reason why I'm here in Miami and in New York and have a lot more freedom. So it's been good.